Hey friends, I am Bree and I just want to welcome you to the garden. This is Zone 6B in Southwest Missouri, and this is what the garden looks like in October. It has been so kind to it this year, and the garden has really loved the cooler temperatures that October has brought. It is lush, it is thriving, it is full, and it has so much food in here to harvest. Our first average frost is only 5 days away, so we're gonna see if we today can fill up all 5 of these baskets. I think that we will be able to easily, because I wanna make sure that nothing in here goes to waste before the frost hits. So come on, let's go walk through the garden together. Hidden under this mess of pumpkin vines are purple whole peas, and these are loaded and ready to harvest. This is my first time growing these, and I'm super excited to try them. You want to harvest these purple whole peas when the pods turn this really pretty purplish red pink color. And talking about pumpkin vines that are smothering things, these pumpkin vines have absolutely taken over the garden. These were Kai pumpkins, and they are growing everywhere. I did these as a fall planting, and I am really hoping that they have time to mature before the frost comes. But just look how many pumpkins. While we are over here in this area, we are also going to harvest our green beans because they are heavy. I'm moving on here to pick my squash and zucchini plants. These were a fall planting, and I have never done this before, but I will never not do it again. I have had such great luck and have gotten so much food off of these plants and not had to fight the squash vine borers or the squash bugs, either one. And so fall zucchini will be in my garden every single year from this point on. They are starting to get some powdery mildew, but I'm not even worried about it because we're so close to the season being over. This one I must have missed because this is a huge zucchini plant, but the variety of this, I think it's called butterstick. They stay really tender and the seeds stay really small, even when they are massive, which is this amazing. Tomato plant that you are looking at is the only one in my garden that is actually productive at this point. The rest of them died out from blight, but this plant is a volunteer that I did not put here. It just popped up all on its own, and it has been giving me tomatoes all season long. I'm pretty sure that these are Principe Borghese tomatoes. They are absolutely delicious, small, like bigger than a cherry, smaller than a saladette size, and it has been so productive. Isn't that funny how the tomatoes that I plant and cared for and started from seedlings, they didn't make it, but this one who just decided it was going to pop up somewhere that I really didn't want it is massive. It is probably 8 foot wide by 10 foot tall if it was standing up. The loofah are looking quite different than they did in the last tour. Finally got loofah to grow in my garden. I put in 2 plants and 2 loofah is all that I have. There are so many loofah in this garden now. There is no way I could even count them if I tried. And did you know that loofah, before they grow into these huge giant sponges, when they're immature like this, are edible? They are used a lot in Asian cuisines, and so I'm going to harvest a bunch of these and try them. I have never eaten loofah before, so I'm really curious to see what they taste like. We have already harvested beans, but over here in this corner, I have a new to me bean variety, and these are Thai soldier beans. And this is my very first pick off of them. I planted them for a fall harvest. They are so incredibly pretty, and they kind of remind me of an Asian long bean. I don't know if I misread the packet or if I just didn't look at it, but I thought that these were bush beans. They are not. They're pole beans. And underneath all of them now are my peppers. And I was able to harvest several of those as well. Mostly purple lilacs, green bells, cubanelles, and banana peppers. You have to harvest okra every single day to make sure and get them when they are small and tender. And I have definitely been neglecting these plants. There are some huge okra pods on there that are not going to be good to eat, but there's also several tender ones as well. I think okra flowers are some of the prettiest in the garden, and if you don't grow them, you have probably never seen these before. They're really similar looking to a hibiscus. I have slowly been taking down my dead sunflower. You saw earlier that the birds really enjoy them, but my chickens really enjoy them as well. It feeds them because they are loaded with sunflower seeds, but it also just gives them something to do. They love to just scratch and peck and hop on them, and it just keeps them busy, which is really nice. These silver slicer cucumbers have been our most favorite thing to eat out of the garden lately. And if you know my garden, you know that I don't grow cucumbers well. I typically have cucumber beetle problems, and I don't know if it's because these are hidden in a sea of basil or what, but I am out here picking cucumbers every single day, and I'm so stinking excited about it. I thought I would, make some pickles or put some up. And I did make 1 batch of fermented pickles, I guess, but we have just been eating these fresh. They are so sweet. My husband's birthday was yesterday, and we picked 1 ripe blackberry. I said God must be giving him a birthday gift. These are super sweet, but we are not getting many of them at all. They do have a whole bunch of flowers on them right now, but I really doubt that they are going to grow berries and ripen before it is time for a frost. You guys, I am all the way over here in my tomato row. That is a long ways away from my trellis, and I am finding loofah vines and baby loofah all the way over here. That is just absolutely crazy to me. I am harvesting a Dr. Witchy tomato. I am getting like 1 to 2 of these every couple weeks. And I am starting to get a few other green tomatoes now, which is so wonderful. I don't know if they will ripen in time, but even if they don't, I can use them to make some green tomato salsa. I had another patch of okra over here that I completely forgot about, so I had a few okra on it to harvest. And then, you guys, this Thai basil. If you use Thai basil, I need to hear about it because I don't prefer it, but I have so much. I actually prefer the sweet basil instead. And my nasturtiums are really showing out again for the fall. This summer, they kind of like died back, but now they have just really came back, and they are loaded with beautiful flowers. They're so pretty, and they are getting so big that they're even starting to trail into my sweet potato bed. This bed is looking fabulous as well. I haven't harvested any sweet potatoes yet, though. I will probably start digging around in there next week and see if I have any. Fingers crossed that I do. But what I do have are these beautiful snapdragons. These were so pretty in my spring and early summer garden, and I am thrilled to have blooms back again this fall. I have a whole bunch of these Megatron jalapenos to harvest. I am going to try and overwinter these peppers this year. I'm going to dig them up, trim down the roots really well, trim down the plant really well, and keep it in my basement, and then bring it out next year and hopefully have a head start. These plants, though, did not get the memo that it is almost time for a frost because they are fully loaded with blooms. In my Vago bed, I have some purple top rutabagas growing, and this is the first one I have harvested. I think I probably could have let it get quite a bit bigger though, so I left all the rest. I have never eaten a rutabaga before, so if you have some great recipes, definitely send those my way because I'm super excited to try it. I have tons and tons and tons of paprikas and more shishitos than I will ever know what to do with. I think I'm probably going to freeze dry a large majority of my peppers. That way I can just powder them and turn them into a seasoning. I wanted to experiment this year with drying beans and then cooking with those all winter long. And so I let a ton of my pole beans go to seed and then dry on the vine. I have rattlesnake beans, scarlet runner beans, which are the most beautiful. They're black with like purple speckles. And I have a couple other bean varieties as well, but I cannot remember what they're called. My marigolds this year, though, are showstoppers. I know you don't think about that word when you hear of marigolds, but these are so brightly colored and beautiful. And you guys, once you grow marigolds once, you never need to purchase the seeds again. They are so easy to harvest. The herbs in my garden are going crazy right now. I have tons of sage, tons of rosemary, tons of all different varieties of basil. This is a lemon basil. I have lots of oregano, and then I also have chives and thyme and cilantro and dill, and this is some orange mint. I am growing it in a bucket so it doesn't spread all over the place. My calendula are also doing a second wind bloom, and they are so pretty. Hiding behind these nasturtiums, I have some really beautiful Swiss chard. The colors on this are just absolutely gorgeous. I brought everything inside because it was super sunny and getting warm outside. It is obviously no longer sunrise. This took a while to harvest, but look how much food we pulled out of the garden. I have a huge basket full of green beans. I am going to pressure can those so they are shelf stable and can go onto my shelves. I did pull up one single rutabaga just because I was curious how they were doing. I think it could have grown quite a bit more, so I'm going to leave the others in the ground. I have this entire basket full of dried beans that I'm going to de-shell. This basket is all zucchini, and I grabbed a few small loofah. This basket is tomatoes and mostly shishito peppers, but there's a few just random peppers in there as well. And then this basket up front just again has some random peppers, has some okra, and it has my cucumbers. So I am so incredibly thrilled with this amount of food from an October garden. I have never had this beautiful of an October garden before. And the reason is because typically I get super burned out with my summer garden. It's time to plant a fall garden in the middle of preserving season, and it never happens for me, but this year I made sure to get it done, and you guys, I am so thankful that I did this. Thank you guys for being here, and until I see you again, may God bless.